Welcome back to the cryptowrld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now, both Bitcoin and Ethereum are holding up relatively well in the short term, despite the US stock market dumping again. And so in just a moment, I'll be talking about all of that and more later in the video. Make sure you watch to the end. First of all, starting off with the US stock market, this right here is the Nasdaq 100 index on the daily time frame, and obviously over the past few trading days, we've continued to see a further pullback from getting that rejection from the golden pocket level of resistance. And obviously, if you've been watching my videos over the past week or so, you would know that this was the most likely scenario, especially once we got that first confirmation of a rejection from the golden pocket on Friday. But whether or not the Nasdaq 100 index broke above the golden pocket, we will very much due to see a cool off either way due to the daily RSI getting pretty much overbought. But whether the stock market is just in a smaller pullback within a larger recovery that's forming, or whether or not the stock market is going to take out those June lows, that would strongly depend on two significant events that are happening next month, which are, of course, the release of August CPI data, and the next Fed meeting also takes place next month. And obviously, as we get closer to those important events, I'll be sure to cover them on this channel and let you know what exactly they mean for markets. But for now, we're still quite a few weeks away from those significant events. So between now and then, we will likely see a lot of uncertainty in the market, which usually brings about risk. And any time where there's increased risk, we usually see a bit more of a pullback. So I wouldn't be surprised that in the coming weeks, we see the stock market lack that bullish strength that we've seen over the last 2 months. And if that happens, that can put a bit of downwards pressure on crypto prices. But if we're looking at the Bitcoin chart here on the 12-hour time frame, over the past few days, we've actually been holding up relatively well. And this is likely because of the fact that we have already hit the first technical price target for this rising wedge pattern. And not only that, we've also run into the golden pocket level of support, which is an extremely important support level. And that is coming into play in between around 20.8K and around 21K. Now, if the price of Bitcoin confirms a break below that range of support, then I would expect a drop down towards the 78.6% Fibonacci level, which is sitting at pretty much exactly $20,000 per Bitcoin. And anything below that, I would expect a drop down towards these lows, which is sitting at around 19,000. But for now, the golden pocket range of support at around 21K, give or take, is still the level of support that I'm watching. And if we zoom into the shorter term, taking a look at the 4-hour Bitcoin chart, we can really see the liquidity in that range right there, which basically means there's currently a lot of buyers waiting in this price range that I just talked about, that same golden pocket range of support. Because as you can see here, pretty much as soon as the price of Bitcoin dips into this range of support, we see Bitcoin pretty quickly get bought up again. But due to the fact that the price of Bitcoin has not reclaimed any important resistance levels, we still have not confirmed a bullish reversal on the smaller timeframes, at least not just yet, because like I said, we need to see the price of Bitcoin break above some resistance levels, such as this 5-day moving average, which is sitting at around 21.7K, or this range of resistance, which is coming into play at around 22,500. But for as long as these price oscillators, talking about the 4-hour Bitcoin RSI and the 4-hour Bitcoin MACD, for as long as they remain more bullish than bearish, meaning that the MACD, for example, is sitting in the green, and the 4-hour Bitcoin RSI forming higher lows and higher highs, for as long as this is happening, that increases the probability of the Bitcoin price confirming more bullish price action. But the most likely scenario for Bitcoin in the immediate short term is the same as what I've been saying over the past 2 to 3 days. Ever since this point right here, I've been saying that it's very likely that the price of Bitcoin is going to play out choppy sideways price action. And obviously we've seen exactly that, and I continue to expect that in the immediate short term. And now if we take a look at the Ethereum chart, this is the 12-hour time frame, and as I've been saying for the past few days, we've already hit the first main technical price target for this rising wedge pattern, which also coincides with the 38.2% Fibonacci level of support, which is sitting at around 1550. And in case you're new to this channel, the 38.2% Fibonacci level is the second most important Fibonacci level behind the golden pocket. And so as I've been saying over the past few days, if Ethereum confirms a break below this level of support that we're running into at the moment, then in that case, I would expect a drop down towards around 1400, which is the full technical price target for this rising wedge pattern. But for now, considering we're still holding the support, I'm not currently expecting that price unless we break this support once again. And now taking a look at the shorter term, this is the 4-hour Ethereum chart. And as I've been saying ever since around this point right here, the most likely scenario for the price of Ethereum in the immediate short term is choppy sideways price action, which I am continuing to expect. And we can see that over the past few days, we've been chopping around in this price range that I haven't moved over the past few days. And this is coming in between around 1550 and around 1630. And unlike Bitcoin, Ethereum on the smaller timeframes actually has a couple bullish divergences here because we have two lower lows if you're looking at the 4-hour candle closes. But in the RSI, we've been forming higher lows. So once again, that's a bullish divergence telling us that we're due to see reduced bearish momentum, which usually plays out in the form of choppy sideways price action or sometimes a bit more of a slight recovery back to the upside. And so if Ethereum can reclaim that 5-day moving average, if we can flip back above it, then I would expect a bit more of a shorter term recovery. And by the way, that 5-day simple moving average is coming into play at around 1670. And like I said, for Bitcoin, even though the most likely scenario in the immediate short term is more choppy sideways price action, if we continue to see a recovery in these price oscillators, talking about the RSI in a further uptrend, or the MACD, specifically the histogram, remaining in the green, and more importantly, if we see some more bullish momentum, then these sort of signals simply increase the probability of the price seeing some more bullish price action. But as of right now, at the time of recording this video, the probability of that slightly more bullish scenario in the short term hasn't increased to a point where I'm expecting that as the most likely scenario in the short term. So instead, the most likely scenario as of right now is simply more choppy sideways price action in the immediate short term, talking about the coming hours and days. But believe it or not, there's actually ways to make a lot of money in crypto, whether or not the price is chopping around sideways or even if it's dumping or pumping. Either way, you can make a lot of money in crypto if you watch these videos popping up right here on your screen. Because the video in the top left of your screen shows you how to make money if the price is going either up or down, and the video in the bottom left of your screen shows you how to make money in crypto if the price is chopping around sideways. But anyway, that's everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all in the next video.